In this video, I'm going to show off my VHS collection. Hey guys, I'm Max Holland93 and let's get into it. So first off, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Now, I've never actually seen this movie before, but I've heard about it, and I know it's considered a Disney classic. It's got David Tomlinson. He was Mr. Banks in Mary Poppins. That's where I personally recognize him from, and I think he was also the bad guy in The Love Bug. It's also got Angela Lansbury in it. She's been in a lot of stuff, but I think I recognize her as the voice of Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. So this is the back here. And here is the tape. Next, the Jesus Movie from 1979. Now, this is a movie from my childhood, and it's definitely a movie that's worth checking out, whether you're religious or not. It's basically a cinematic interpretation of the story of Jesus Christ told from the Gospel of Luke. Here's the tape. And here's the back of the packaging. Next up, Legally Blonde. Now, I actually watched this for the first time in 2023, and it was actually pretty good, I thought. It didn't seem like a movie I would like, but I decided to sit down and watch it. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought it would. It was pretty good. It was funny. Besides, I think Reese Witherspoon is hot, by the way, so there's that. Sorry if that was inappropriate. So here's the back. And here's the tape. Here's next, The Waltons. So this is a TV episode, The Triangle. No, I've never actually seen a full episode of The Waltons, but I know the show is considered a classic. So here's the back of it. It just kind of gives a kind of a summary of the episode. And here is the tape. Next, Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. This is M. Night Shyamalan's most underrated film, in my opinion. It's a very kind of interesting, unique spin on the whole superhero concept, like superhero, supervillain concept. It was kind of around the time when, M. Night Shyamalan was known for making good movies. He did The Sixth Sense and Signs, which were very well liked. They were hits with critics and audiences, and I would say Unbreakable did okay too with critics, but I don't think it's really as well regarded. And after Signs, he had a lot of misses, like The Village and The Last Airbender, for instance, but this is probably my personal favorite of his. So here's the back. And here's the tape. Next, No Way Out with Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman. I've never seen this movie before, but I've heard about it. I think it's a suspense thriller or something. What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. It's kind of got Robin Williams in a dramatic role because he was known for his comedic roles, but this was one of his more dramatic movies. I've seen this movie, I think, once before, and I remember it being a solid movie, so I'll have to rewatch it. Next, Hometown Legend. Now, this is a movie I vaguely remember from my childhood, but I don't really remember actually watching it. I don't really remember anything about it. I think it's set in Athens, Alabama, which really stood out to me, because I lived in Athens, Alabama for pretty much most of my life. I think this is based on a true story, but I'm not quite sure, and it's a faith-based film. So this was released through Warner Brothers, but this movie is not available on streaming anywhere. So I guess it's because it's a faith-based movie, so I guess Hollywood wants you to forget about this. Next, October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal. Again, I've never seen this movie, but I've heard about it. I think this was also based on a true story, if I'm not mistaken. And last but not least, I saved the best for last. Da 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 da. The Star Wars Trilogy. So this was a 1989 edition, if I'm not mistaken, and it features the original unaltered versions of the trilogy. So before they came out with, you know, those special edition versions. So this is the original Star Wars from 1977, aka A New Hope. This is actually my all-time favorite movie, and I reviewed this movie in January of last year. Empire Strikes Back. This one, I think, is considered the fan favorite. It features the debut of Yoda, very iconic character. Very iconic character he is. As well as the evil Emperor Palpatine and Boba Fett, which Boba Fett previously debuted in the Star Wars Holiday Special, but we don't talk about that. And Return of the Jedi. All right. That's the tape. And here's the back of the packaging. So yeah, that's my VHS collection. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.